playing.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. Sorry for the late start. We had some technical difficulties on my end or YouTube or something's going on. But
it was you.
Yeah, it's always me. But
we know it was you.
But we're here. This is episode 93.
Control and scroll. Fix it.
Something's wrong. Everything's wrong. The whole world is wrong. Episode 97 being recorded on February 3rd, 2021. I am your host, Darth Moocher, and I'm joined here with Chris, DarthDad77.
Hey, what's up?
Joined here with Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
And Ernie, the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
You got triple what's up.
I know, right?
Wow, that was...
Does that ever happen?
Oh, no, that was pretty solid. That was the trifecta of what's up.
Nice. Joey and Mike are not with us today, so it's going to be the four of us holding the fort down. Let's shout out the chat room.
Both.
Welcome, chat room. Scott, who is here with us that was waiting very, very patiently?
Very patiently while we got our crap together. We've got Channel Alethea. We've got Santo1414. We've got Gordon. We've got Mando Mike, Bounty Hunter BNB.
Mando Mike, Bounty Hunter BNB.
That Kelly Dorset.
What up, Kelly?
Freaking Scott Solo guy.
Nice.
That guy's a douche.
I know everybody
right?
here.
We're all friends. Everybody.
And our video is working, Marco. It's working.
It's working.
He was really worried because it was zoned in on my eyeball.
Yeah.
Is it still messed up on your end?
Yeah, on my end it's completely messed up. So
this is gonna be great.
I'm just rolling with it. So
just close your eyes and go. Dude. If you can't see us, we can't see you. It's
nice.
Okay.
Well, we're on our weekly show. So that means that we have a lot more time to open talk and really get into geek talk or line talk, right? Instead of just like concentrating all the news in 2-week time frame, all that stuff. So
that really is what we prefer to do, right? All of a sudden we were becoming a news group, and we're more of a let's just talk online and make stuff up. And
because sometimes that 2 hours would fly by, and we would talk about like I said, like news, which we still will. We still will bring the
for sure.
Anything announced officially and all that stuff. We're still gonna do that. But I'm going to start this off today, and maybe the chat room has their own special way of doing this too. But I have posted on our Facebook, our Sarlacc Digest Central Facebook, about me getting this book, and the new book, Into the Dark, right? The new book by Claudia Gray. No, I just got it. It launched yesterday.
He read the prologue.
I read the prologue.
Chris would have been done.
I have.
Oh, I have it. I'm not done. I'm at chapter 8. I suck.
Well, this is to me, this was the next exciting thing for this phase 1 of the book being, the continuation of the story after Light of the Jedi. Now, I have started my Jedi Archive collection. I have went down this rabbit hole, and I want to collect everything from old legends and put it on its bookshelf. And I mean, I'm talking everything, and this is my challenge. I'm trying to get everything hardcover too. And that's gonna be very difficult. Now,
that's what I got going up here.
Yeah,
those are all the canon going on up there.
Yeah,
I have the legends down here waiting for a different shelf to clip. When I clear all my Marvel off, I'll put it up there.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my canon shelf and then my legends shelves, because there's a lot more legends than there is canon right now. But I'm sticking to. So I'm challenging myself to stick to adult novels and maybe the young reader novels, right? Like the actual those. Now I'm not going to get into the little adventures and stories and stuff, because that's like forever. And so far, like I said, if anybody wants to do this challenge and you want to try to catch up, go to eBay, man. You're getting books for like.
Hey, that's where I'm. I'm
sorry. Big secret.
Are gonna go up.
No, that's right.
Nobody knows about this secret place, this eBay you speak of.
Oh man, but I was just so excited, like sitting there 2 a.m. ordering books, and for $3, free shipping.
It's so dumb. COVID sucks. You know what COVID does? COVID becomes 358 pops.
Yeah.
COVID becomes every book hardcover known to man.
Yeah.
COVID is wrecking my bank account.
Well, I figured, I figured I wanted to get my own sacred text / Jedi Archives, right? So I can refer or defer to anything from like Legends content, like we've been talking about Heir to the Empire a lot. I want to get into like the substance where I can pull it and find it and find out where Disney is pulling from.
Then let's start going and doing book reports on Hot Topic with me.
Ooh, I
just do a book report.
Done.
Or a book review each time. We'll just go through it and rip through. What'd you read this week?
Yeah.
And we can just trade off each time we do a book. You can decide one. I'll decide one.
I like that. that.
Yay.
In a chat room, are you guys into books? Are you into the novels and stuff? Are you into collecting the old canon? I mean, the legends or the canon stuff? I mean, I want to know what everybody else is doing too on that.
Kelly wants to know, should he track down the High Republic comics?
Well, we're only one deep right now. I mean, issue 2 came out this afternoon. I have not picked it up yet.
Issue 1 with 3 printings, though.
Right. And
it's a 6-part miniseries, correct? 6-part series.
Right. And then the Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 1 came out today by Daniel Jose Older. So waiting to pick that one up too.
Yeah, I've missed the first issue and probably missing the second one. What I'm probably going to listen to you guys break it down and just get the graphic novel when it comes out. I'm
going to end up getting the graphic too, but I didn't want to miss it this time because of the show and because it's a
100%.
We're in on the ground floor. I just don't want to miss it this time.
Yeah.
I'll still get the graphic novel to put up here.
Yes.
Right, but they're just getting me twice for my money, which they always do anyway because I do an Audible and a book. So I mean, it's like.
But don't fret. Like I said, if you miss the comics, it's a 6-part series, so you'll be able to take it, put it on its shelf, and then wait for the next series and stuff. That's what I like. I like knowing that there's an end game to that and not just an ongoing thing. Because once you're lost, you're lost. That's why I have so many incomplete collections of comics. It's not even funny.
That's why I gave up on Legends. The Legends books were it was too much to keep up with. And once they dropped a moon on Chewbacca, I was out.
I have that book. I have it.
I had it. Burned it in a fire.
Again, my goal is to get, like I said, the Jedi Archives. That's what I'm calling it. And so, like, if Disney's going to come out with, especially all those shows that are coming out, I want to see where they're pulling from and if they're pulling from things. And I know that we have discussions with other friends of the show, Adrian and a lot of the ROU guys. Like, they want canon stuff or legend stuff brought into Star Wars, and so do we all. Also, but
that's usually what I try to bring up in the week, right? Yes. We're seeing something come up. Where can this fit? Where can they bring in? And where have we seen this before? And that's what's fun. That's why, again, learning legends versus canon. The key is legends probably happened, but we're getting a slanted view before. Yeah, right? It's a legend. So
100%.
Right. That's why they call it legends and not old EU or not our stuff or just got rid of it. They still produce it. They still sell it under a legends banner.
Yeah.
It's because it's a legend. A legend is just a different type of a story. So we'll get the truth, the canon story of those legends.
Right.
How they became what they are.
I love it.
We're getting KOTOR anyway, coming up. I mean, we're getting some Old Republic stuff. The rumor is the game's popping. I didn't mean to jump on the subject right there.
No, that's fine.
The rumor on the KOTOR thing coming up, we're going to get all this back to canon very soon.
So with the exclusivity activity, sorry, that's a big word. I don't just ignore what I just said. But
it's not exclusive anymore.
EA's, like I said, their stranglehold on Star Wars product is coming to an end.
Stranglehold is
yeah, this so much more fitting.
Exclusivity is crap.
Thank you. That's coming to an end in 2023. Like, that's when it actually ends. So, but at the meantime, people are going to be developing all these, or Lucasfilm or Lucas Games or Arts approved. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like anybody could just make anything. No, it still has to be approved. But
because it's still going to be story-wise, it still has to match up with the story group.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not like they can go willy-nilly and go independent making Star Wars.
And that's why if they make a KOTOR 3, which is Knights of the Old Republic Part 3, maybe they can do something where it's a revamp of the first 2, but blending a third and bring it all canon. As soon as they do that, I am like...
the rumor I had heard or something going along the lines of it's not a reboot, it's a revamp type of thing. So things to make those other things canon. Like, you're going to have to adjust some things. You're going to people that have the original story, you're going to have to adjust. But the story of the Old Republic or KOTOR is going to become canon.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to, like I said, you have to tweak some things.
Exactly.
For example, like what they did with Thrawn in Rebels and how they're going to bring Heir to the Empire into, the Mandalorian universe.
Right.
By just tweaking it. Ever so slightly.
Just slightly with Ahsoka.
Right. I was thinking about this a lot, like, not to go on like a slight tangent, but you brought up KOTOR and stuff like that. I mean, my wish is, because that is like one of my favorite eras of Star Wars from Legends and stuff, and that's never was brought to canon. They really have to stay true because there's not a lot of deviate. They can't just like bring aspects of it. Because it's a brand new thing. They don't have to bring aspects of it to fit the 3,000 years narrative of now.
You just throw it in. But
Correct.
I'm sure there's something in the line that they've done now with the history, whether it be kyber crystals or say the way the Force works, midichlorians, anything we could have to do that they're going to have to F with,
and that's fine.
You know,
yeah.
It's going to be small potatoes. It's not going to be huge, but it's going to be a tweak. It's not going to be perfect. Yeah. But
I'm excited.
We shouldn't expect that. You don't want a straight up adaptation.
No, otherwise you just read a book or read a comic or something like that.
Yeah, it's already there. Screw it.
They can. Yeah, they're gonna. Like I said, they can't take all of Legends and bring it into canon stuff and live action and movies because it's way too much. Yeah. So we don't
want all of it.
Exactly.
We do want to cherry pick that. So
exactly. Just do Revan right. That's all I'm saying. Please do it. That could be your good. Like we were talking in our chat, like a lot of these books, right? With the stuff, it deals on a lot of stuff with hope, and there's not a lot of bad guys winning things.
So much hope.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of just like I know. Getting prior to like Empire Strikes Back is why we like it so much is because it was dire straits. It was left in a place of darkness. It really was. Actually, all of the original trilogy and Episode 3, 2 and 3 were like that. Like. Everything coming to a crashing halt, and it was like the dark side just took over. Now we don't see a lot of that in the High Republic stuff, in the sequel stuff. Yet. I mean, it's all about like hope and bringing it and coming out of it and stuff. So I want to see a dark side story, a Sith story, but in that.
I'm dying to get to the end of this book because I can feel like it's coming. Like she's getting there, right? Yeah. And the way she writes, she's very descriptive, and you're getting the inside thoughts really well, like really well.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for it.
I'm hoping.
And this new Reys character, the Jedi, the Padawan, right? Or he's gonna become one of my favorites because he's not quite like the other Jedi to me. Like he's not super powerful. He's not.
He's a bookworm.
He's a bookworm. He digs the book. He digs the Jedi canon.
He's Chris as a Jedi.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I love him. Yeah. So I'm all in for this kid.
Nice. Before we get into something that we were going to some fun thing that we're going to kind of segue into, I do want to mention that we met last episode. We did mention some. Yes, Ernie, did you?
I was saying bye to Darth Omega.
Oh, okay.
Had to go.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, thank you. Yes. In Disneyland or Anaheim, I don't know about Florida, but Disneyland, there's some exciting things happening, and we mentioned this last week when on the show about the old Rainforest Cafe that's being transformed into Star Wars, and the rumor was it was going to be a outpost, correct?
Yes.
Like a Star Wars outpost, like goods either hijacked or stowaway and brought to Earth from Batuu, and this whole story going forward. So we got some more exciting things that are happening now, so that's making that those rumors actually come true. So Scott's going to share screen. Do you have the speeder up?
I do. Look at that.
Okay.
Oh, so cool.
So, check this out. Now, this is Rey's speeder being constructed. Like it's a photo op thing, like Ernie had mentioned to us. It's a photo thing, in front of the Rainforest Cafe, just proving that this is what it is. And there's an actual sign, I think, on the Rainforest Cafe too that confirms what. There it is, Star Wars Trading Post. That's cool. Bringing more of this stuff into, the downtown Disney parks of it, and having a story of it. Having because we can't go to the parks and all that stuff, and all that merchandise makes perfect sense to me, and I have zero problem with it. I've seen some people commenting the merchandise at Batuu should be this exclusive stuff. I go, but you know what? At a marketing standpoint, it makes perfect sense to go to downtown, buy the exact same things that you can inside. It's not going to kill ticket sales. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not.
Right. We can't go right now either. I mean, unless you go to Florida.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we'll get into what was revealed there. But this is a great option. But what they had to do was they had to take over the art store. Right. And a lot of people are onto the art one and fighting for it back.
Right.
So this was a great solution. Not only that, it's super safe. They got so many rules and everything. If you're planning to go down, when we were there on Saturday, man, there was people from Vegas, from San Diego, New Mexico, everybody traveling down. Get there early.
Yeah.
You're going to be waiting about an hour in that line if you show up when there's a line. Mm-hmm. And then you got to wait to get in line to get into the store. But I mean, that's just the way things are right now. They're going to be on you to to wear your mask. If Scott were to go back in front of where they have it set up, so the picture op, I think people mistook it. I think they thought they were going to be able to stand next to it.
Oh, right. It's going to be like inside where the X-Wings are and stuff like that.
I think maybe hopefully Rey comes out, and then you can stand in front of the speeder there.
That'd be awesome.
And then take your picture with her.
Yeah.
Because if you see those blue tape at the bottom of the speeder?
Right.
That's where they tell you not to sit. And in the middle, then is your gray part where you can sit.
Right.
So, I mean, they have everything broken down and everything real easy. And I mean, this product has been made like the 2021 stuff. And, you know, it's already been done like a couple of years ago.
Right.
So they got to get rid of the product.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Star Wars is huge. So here's your best option.
Exactly.
And now they're starting to, there's a new lightsaber coming to Downtown Disney and to Galaxy's Edge. And that is Cal Kestis lightsaber.
Look at that thing, man.
Right here.
That is awesome.
Yeah, man, from Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, come on, look at the circuitry down there at the bottom. And it's a badass looking lightsaber.
Yeah, I love the
Scott looks up hilt porn. I'm sure of it.
He's so dumb.
No, has to.
Yeah,
right.
I love the full circle that,
I don't know what you're
they're
talking
doing. What like I said, with the merchandising, this is something that we've been wanting for so long.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Who played the game? Because I read, does he have another piece of another saber?
He gets to actually build a saber and add on to. They almost do a whole Galaxy's Edge Black Spire Outpost, Savvy's Workshop kind of thing, where he gets to build his own saber.
So what's going on with this is you're supposed to be able to do this to this as well too, to build onto it.
Like it's upgradable.
Really?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I
saw a little video and preview when they were talking about it while I was displayed at Walt Disney World.
Beautiful.
And so because I was thinking like a double saber, right? Oh yeah, I'm like, Scott's getting this right away.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I heard that part and I was like, oh, that's very interesting, because I thought it was going to be the double saber and put on.
Right.
I promise he's not combing his hair. And then they say that there's going to be more pieces to attach onto it, just like he had it. And so that's why I was wondering. I was like, man, I never played this yet. So I was wondering what that was.
I haven't gotten to that part in the game yet, but it's a fun game.
But it's very, like you're saying, very Savvy's Workshop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you add on the piece.
Oh,
that's cool.
There's a whole mini game of collecting saber, building your saber and interchanging it. And everything. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a cool one. Oh, and it's Scott, did you read the same thing or hear the same thing? It's supposed to be a blue hilt.
Or blue blade.
Blue blade.
Blue blade. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So, back to normal. I
am excited, and again, that's something that I think we've been clamoring on to come full circle for us a lot. Bringing the video games into the fold, bringing everything into the fold. And it just makes perfect sense for me that Disney would do this on the outside instead of again. But right, Ernie, you can agree with this. Don't let Batuu have Mickey Mouse merchandise in there. Just
correct.
Let's do the opposite, right? Like keep the Mickey Mouse merchandise outside of Batuu, but Batuu merchandise could be smuggled onto planet Earth and keeping that whole interactive story. And it's just such a cool concept.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that, besides the controversy and everything, I think Disney is doubling down on all their investments, and that's the way it should be. You stand by your product. As much as people hate the sequels, or some people hate the sequel stuff, they're doubling down on it. Putting Rey Speeder out there is bringing the sequels right in the mix. Again, the first page of this book, right? That there's a timeline. There's a whole timeline, right? This is freshly printed, and the timeline back there has all the sequel stuff plus Resistance. This is something that they would, you know what I'm saying? But this is something they would not be printing if they were going to start rebooting and redoing everything. Like I saw a video today that said Jon Favreau is canceling the sequel.
Here's the deal with this. We can't keep. I'm done talking about this.
I am too, man. But I just
because you know why? Because he's going to put out 5 videos every single day.
Yeah.
Every day with the dumb stuff. I'm tired of giving him credence to my life. He's living in my head. I'm going to start charging him rent. I'm done with it. Kick out.
But I'm just saying,
zero rent.
This is kind of proof that
I see what you did there.
We're just we're just they're doubling down on what their investment was. and they're going to add to it, and they're going to make it cool.
You got
and
the popsicle outside of another thing. You didn't put speeder bikes. You could have easily put a dewback. You don't have any of that. You put
Reys.
the popsicle thing.
They actually have Luke's land speeder in Galaxy's Edge. They've got a replica of that in a garage at Galaxy's in Batuu. They could have just grabbed that sucker and moved it out there. But no, they put Rey's speeder down.
Yeah, man. Like,
there's a whole segment of fandom that loves Rey.
Well, we also talked about this. Rey is Disney.
Yeah.
Right. The sequels are Disney. The other stuff's George Lucas. So they're really just double down on their own product. They probably. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they make the exact same amount regardless of what they do, but they can make more on the newer stuff. Even though they think.
Again, I've expressed broken record, right? I've expressed my dislike for the sequels on certain aspects of it. Like, there's certain aspects of it I'm like, I can't even look at. Like, it really bugs me. There is, seriously. I am one of those people that would welcome, more content, like I said, adding content or whatever, but I'm not going to run away and hide from all of Star Wars just because I don't like certain aspects of it. You know what I mean? I have people in my life that do that. They just disregard everything because they don't like this. And that's where
I unfollow them, and they're done.
And that's why
they're dead to him.
Exactly, man. So again, we consume, we live, and this is cool.
Especially if they don't love Attack of the Clones. Because I don't need that negativity.
Wait a minute.
I really don't. You don't realize how blocked you've been. I only see you on Wednesdays.
So is Attack of the Clones one of your top? You said it's in your top 5, right, Chris? Like,
it's in my top probably 4 right now.
Wow,
but you know what?
Still don't understand.
Speaking of top 5 lists, get this noise.
Yeah.
All right. If we had this whole thing for my rants, here we go. Professional advice to any podcasters out there: if you invite someone on your show and you confirm what time it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Or communicate after that you're not going to be there, or that you were late, or that your dog died, or something.
Right. Yes.
We're members of several podcast groups and this and that. And someone asked, for me to come on to discuss Star Wars. And I'm like, oh, no joke, right? Want to do 2 episodes confirmed for 6:00. Didn't happen. So F it. You know what I'm going to do? I prepped for one. I don't prep for shows. One of the topics was top 5 starfighters. Okay, easy stuff, okay? Yeah. I'm not a starfighter guys. I'm an Imperial officer and Jedi type of guy, right? That's what I like. The starfighters are cool. The space battles are cool, but it's never been my big thing. So I said, at least it's out of my wheelhouse. Let's do it. So I want to go through my top 5 if I could.
Yeah, bring that here, man.
You guys give me a yay or a nay on my 5, and then go through. If I hit any of yours, then give me yours.
I'm with it.
So top 5 starfighters. We're talking small, lightweight,
small orbital to light cruiser. I wouldn't have put a Chimera. I wouldn't have put an ISD.
Right.
That was been too big. But like the Falcon type of thing.
And I figure a starfighter is something that can break atmosphere and leave atmosphere.
Yeah, there you go. And but not be big enough to where you're holding a bunch of ships.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
So I started with quickly. We'll roll through this Lambda class shuttle. Okay. And the reason I love a Lambda class is because as a kid, for some reason, the shuttle in Return of the Jedi, probably because of my age, was the coolest damn thing ever. Because the Emperor came out of it. We've seen the guards. We've seen all this stuff. And I'm like, what's going on here?
Beautiful.
The wing shape, the way the wings moved.
The wings moved. Yeah. Exactly. And then you got the good guys in it cracking, about fly casual and all that. So you got the meanest guy in the galaxy was there, and Han and Chewie and Luke and Leia and everybody were in it. So that's one of my 5. You guys cool with the Lambda class?
Absolutely. That's one of my top 1. That's my favorite Star Wars ship. Anybody that knows me, the Shuttle Tidarian is my favorite ship.
There we go.
I like the tri-lambs, so go ahead.
Lambda.
Lambda, yes.
A Delta 7B. It's the Jedi Starfighter from Attack of the Clones. Okay.
Yeah.
I like them. I like thems. I like the hyperspace ring.
Okay.
Yes. It's like the maneuverability.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes.
The look of those, the sharp edge, like it's almost like a mini Star Destroyer.
Right.
A itty bitty one. Like if you're going to give it a kid to ride along.
But it's got that classic 50s car vibe to it with the fin on the back and
yeah. I dig that one. I've always liked the Jedi Starfighter. Okay. Even the game with that one.
Right. Right.
The next one would be an Edit 2 Actors class, the Revenge of the Sith Jedi Starfighters.
Okay.
I love those. Now, mind you, I think the cockpits are kind of clunky.
Right.
Right? Because Anakin's not a small dude, and somehow he's like right there in the front of the cockpit. So
right,
I think
right.
there's an issue there.
They're a little smaller, right, than the ones from episode 2?
They're like a precursor to the TIE.
Correct.
Right?
Yes,
the front is like that. The wings pop out that way.
Even the engine sounds.
and the engine sounds. Okay. And that, again, who doesn't love the beginning of Revenge of the Sith? That's that's probably the coolest.
It is one of the best intros ever.
Anything ever.
Yeah.
So just seeing the ships, and again, them upside down going around, I love those ships, and that they just stick out to me as important to me. Right?
Yeah. Scott, which ones did we get released as toys?
All of them so far.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did both versions?
In fact, that one in Legends, Vader had one, and there was toys of Vader's too.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that was the hardest thing for me to sell off when I had to sell my collection. I had them all. Mace, Plo Koons, Vader's that they said. And I think the best thing was that they came with the color-coded droid to it too.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Anything that you can have a vehicle collect as well too in toy form.
Yeah, of course.
That's going to put it up there on the list too, Chris. So you're doing great.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay, Chris.
Yay me. All right. Next one, number two. Is a basic ass TIE fighter.
Yeah.
I'm an Imperial guy.
Yeah.
How could the absolute signature ship of the Empire not be there,
course.
right?
The
sound.
The sound, exactly. It's so iconic, dude.
And there's so many of them so overpowering, they don't need shields. Well,
swarm.
they need them.
Just swarm.
But the Emperor doesn't give a damn about them, so screw it.
Correct.
They're each other.
They're fodder. Exactly.
Yeah. You are going out there and they are just nothing to anybody, and they are good with it. And that's what I like. Dude. I like TIE fighter pilots. I think that's cool. You know, more so than an X-Wing pilot. I don't know why.
No.
And it doesn't make sense.
As a kid,
orange isn't your color.
They look cooler.
They look cooler.
Yeah, the one figure I clamored for as a kid was a TIE fighter pilot. I begged my mom for that and the AT-AT driver. You know, because they were just
both look cool.
Coolest looking figures, man. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Oh man, we should have done a top 5 next week. Let's do top 5.
Oh, you know I'm in.
You know what too?
I'll bring
Mando brought that love back for the TIE fighter to see how they launch out.
Yes,
dude, that
the
was
tubes
that was the best.
Now we know they have tubes and hangers and yeah, man.
Right.
We've seen the tubes, the hangers, and the sequels, and we've seen them.
And now we've seen them fold down land.
It's so cool.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Now, I kind of wanted to put Vader's tie in there with it.
Yeah,
because I
never
think
liked it.
It was an experimental tie. It's not like anybody else had
tie
it.
Advance.
I think that's
because it's only his.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was his though. Yeah.
Right.
So but I didn't put it in there. But that's one of those ones that, and also I like Kylo Ren's tie Whisper as well. But those are like honorable mentions.
Those are,
you know.
Yeah, I got you.
And number one now made even more so number one by the Mandalorian. After seeing the inside of it, Slave One has to be it. Right?
Slave One, absolutely.
Because even as a kid, again, Empire, he's taking Han away, and you have Boba Fett and an iron, and you're like, man, that's cool that they made an iron into a ship, and that's what I want, you know. And I don't know why these Slave One, because it's Boba Fett ship, right. And whether or not you love Boba Fett, that ship is awesome too, and the way it flies, the way we see the cockpit, and he's sitting up, and now we've seen the inside, the gyro effects, and everything else about it. There's nothing not to love about the ship, and seismic charges.
Oh, right, yeah.
And not only did we have it as kids, and then they bring it back in you know, what was it that we saw it in 2, right? Episode 2.
Yeah.
And it was just that love again. And then Mando, as soon as you heard the noise.
Yep.
I mean, so it's kind of been there with us through everything as well too.
Absolutely. I like that list, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
so even cartoon form.
Yeah.
I would swap out the basic TIE fighter for a TIE interceptor.
Okay, so you're interceptor.
I like the shape of the wings. I like the shape of the wings on it. I like the fact that it's faster, more maneuverable. And I would probably replace the Attack of the Clone ship with the.
If you say Naboo Starfighter,
no, not the. I'm gonna have to go with the Razor Crest.
Yeah. Yeah,
it might have got blowed up, but I do love
it's coming back.
Ship. It's very cool.
Yes.
Well, I mean, a TIE fighter or two have gotten blowed up too.
Just one or two.
I kept those on the list.
1 or 2
just 1 or
billion.
2. No, Razor Crest is dope. You know what? You guys have a love affair with the Razor Crest. I don't. I don't.
Really?
I don't even like the Razor Crest.
I am terribly sorry for that. I am trying to restart everything, getting everybody back in. So bear with me. We are live, guys. So yeah, we're back up, I think, and I just want to say, yeah. I just want to say this is week 2. Well, you can't now. It's too late. Well, good. You can't. So there. I apologize, everybody. This is week 2 of something going really bad over here on my end. So I really gotta rethink. I gotta go home.
Of the earth where he lives, there are banjos playing, there are wolves howling, there are a lot of things going on. So when the lights go out at Marco's place,
we sent out the cavalry.
Yeah, it's a dire situation. It's not like, we're in a city or near regular
and truth be told, we're not Russian either. Ooh, man, that sucks. Like here's me and Chris. Ooh, that sucks, Scott. You got picked. You got to go.
So where do we leave off? Yeah. So
Sorry.
Where do we leave
on him?
Yeah.
Let me know if you need me.
Well, I'm glad that I can get it back up and running. I'm sorry for the delay, everybody. Where we left off was we're doing a top 10 starships and everything, and we were kind of counteracting.
Top 5, relax.
Top 5.
We were counteracting Chris's top 5, and I think we were just telling everything that he said was wrong, except for like 1 ship or 2 ships, and then we're going from there.
They were nice ships.
No, the Jedi ones suck.
I only changed up 2. So,
Ernie, what you got?
No, I'm with you. I like your picks.
Yay.
That was awesome. Like, I'll go for it because I ain't trying to get yelled at either for picking the wrong one and everything.
Wait, I'm gonna switch out
over here, right?
I'm gonna switch out the Revenge of the Sith ship for the Millennium Falcon.
Thank you.
That's fair.
So
okay, but I don't know if they heard that part. I'm with Chris. Like, that's like a character.
Yeah, I don't see the Falcon as a ship anymore. The character has a soul. The Falcon has a soul. There's no way it counts.
Oh, and that's true now for what we know. You know, like
L7.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think also because of just,
is it L7 or L3?
L3.
There you go.
Sorry, L3.
Wasn't
L7 was a band.
No, I thought it was L7 Weenie. That's what I was thinking. When it showed up in The Force Awakens, that was like such a
very true
moment, you know.
So if we, because like
you're right.
I would say like the Millennium Falcon is almost like a given, right? So if we take that out of the equation, like you guys said, and say, okay, this is more than a ship; it's a character, of course. I can buy into that. So if we go top 5 starships without the Millennium Falcon, because that is you can't have Star Wars without it.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
I will agree to those terms. So
is that like a negotiation? Is that what was that?
Yeah, I will agree to those terms. The Slave One I agree with. The Lambda shuttle is my favorite. My favorite all-time Star Wars shuttle. It is epitome.
The minute it came off that ship, it was
like Chris said. It held. It was the Emperor's. We saw that ship when we first saw the Emperor, and it in the old trilogy and stuff, and it was just like that ship with the Imperial Guards coming down, and oh my God.
I hear the music playing in my head, and I hear the engines, the way the engines sound, and man.
TIE Fighter, I agree with. The regular TIE Fighter, just because that is just, like I said, more iconic than anything.
Signature ship, yep.
Yeah, and I would throw the X-Wing in there, because X-Wing, again, it's iconic. I mean, it's so hard. There's tons of ships, but like favorite and top 5 and iconic, it's such a different living, breathing list than normal lists.
Always is. Anything Star Wars is, right? Even my top Jedi list, it probably fluctuates quite a bit. You're going to have the same characters most of the time, or the same ships most of the time, but it might fluctuate. Or you might drop somebody from an 8 down into your top 5 all of a sudden because you saw something different or read something different, or
right.
or you're just in a different mood that day. Like I said, again, we're going back to Attack of the Clones. We've talked about it so much, and I've watched it so many times since that it's like, damn, I've kind of not forced it to be better, but you just start appreciating it more, right? And that happens a lot with Star Wars in general. I start focusing on a character or reading a book about them or a comic, and they become in your top 5.
Right.
Dooku is a huge example of that. None of us were big Dooku fans. I didn't love on Dooku at all.
Right.
After the book.
Read the book. Yeah.
Dooku is a top 10.
Yeah.
Easily.
It changed everything. I because I did the audiobook on Dooku, and I purposely was forcing myself to, because the voice doesn't match Christopher Lee's out. You know what I mean? It doesn't match at all. But I was forcing myself to put in my situation to where I was reliving in my head episode 2 and 3 at the beginning of 3 when he was there, and then going back on how basically like why he turned, how he turned. It made perfect sense. Like it just
I totally got it, because you know what, I would see his second episode that was supposed to be on, right? We're going to do 2 was, are the Jedi really just assholes? That was his topic, and that would that book right there is a great example of how maybe not a-holes per se, but they're not necessarily as right as they think they are, right? And there are people that see through it, and Dooku being not the only one.
Their philosophy is flawed, but it's not flawed. So the Jedi have a philosophy and a set rules. You either join them and become a Jedi, or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anything forces you to become a Jedi. You choose, and you choose this path.
Well, no, I don't think the path is kind of chosen for you. They take him as a kid.
Okay, but the rules are set.
It even says that even comes up in Master and Apprentice. Remember, is it with Rael and Qui-Gon talking? Are we really chosen for this? It's not a choice we made.
You're right. They
talk about it how it kind of is, but they figure that out way late in like their lives. It's not like normally it is. They're
because it's always questioned. It's all the rules are always questioned by every single Padawan that I've been reading, and from even Luke questions. I mean, everybody questions all these rules except for Yoda. Yoda's the only one.
This is great talk here.
Yeah,
because I think that's what in the High Republic, right? The difference between the Jedi there and the Jedi now. Right now, we have all these Jedi that see things differently. There's a bunch of different views. They're open to different views. This book, Claudia Gray, for some reason, really gets down on if Jedi can have sex or not, because it happens in this book again.
Right.
But she did the same thing with Rael, which is, I think, hilarious.
Yeah.
Never stopped you before. They really talked about it. Well, it happened in here again. They're talking about celibacy of the mind and actual physical celibacy.
Right.
I'm like, okay, here we go. But where was I going with that, guys? See, we go into different subjects.
I said Yoda's the only.
Oh, the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
They all have different views, and they all can use the Force differently, and they all have different mindsets. There's one overlying set of rules or guidelines, but that's it. But something's going to happen in High Republic that changes that, because now by the time we get to the prequels, everybody is Yoda. Yoda is the Grand Master, and everybody is Yoda's way of thinking.
Correct.
He's not supposed to go outside of it at that point. So that's when you start having cracks, when everybody's told they have to do this within this order, and they're under the government. Right now, they're not. Right? They're working with them, not for them.
And it's specifically spelled out because, again, when they tried to go to the Senate, they're like, no, we can't. The Senate has to do its own thing. We have to do our own thing.
Yeah.
But they're Bernie.
Saying hi to Barry Dean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Popped in to say what's up.
What's up, man?
I appreciate that, Barry. We'll listen tomorrow at work. Yes, you got to.
Yeah, never mind the middle part of this podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get a little crazy for you, but just let it play out.
Everybody's safe.
Just bear with us.
It was madness. But, I think that's what we're going to find out right now is what happened. I think by the end of this, by the time we get to Acolyte, and I think Acolyte, I got chills, because now I think Acolyte is going to be heavy Yoda.
Yeah.
Heavy Yoda. Yeah. I think this is going to be Yoda and Master, or do you say Trennis, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
As you're talking, though, are Jedi's a-holes and everything like that. That's what makes me even want something to do with the Sith even more.
Yeah.
To hear it. So hearing now from both sides, because you're right. I mean, we were getting to that. And sometimes what the Emperor was telling Anakin, or what you hear Ahsoka say, is true. Right, Marco? It kind of goes into our Negan theory that we always say. You know what I mean? It's just who you were presented with.
Everybody thinks they're right,
and it's
correct.
Right, yeah. And then even more so now, Mando, dude, that episode of how he breaks it down of, these people are just in the middle. Who's right and who's wrong.
Right.
Basically, Galactic Empire and rebels and everything like that. And then to hear people, the one on the ship when he was talking to Kara, like, I had so many friends on that Death Star, like,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right? I mean, we finally get, oh man, there's that other side. Or when the one, who was he? Was he a director, or the one was talking in the lunchroom?
Yeah.
And he just pissed him off. All his, like, he was so
his rhetoric.
Correct.
Yes. Like, this is the right thing to do. stuff like that is, yes, well, what were you presented with and how is it? And you're right. If this High Republic is going to give us a very open way, and then it went to Yoda, and now it's kind of like, well, this is all we're going to do.
Yeah.
It is like a wow.
Yeah. It's got to happen. And, you know, and they allude to it was it in Dooku? It was in Dooku or Master and Apprentice, where he says, somebody finds, it was Dooku, and they talk about the Lost 20, right? The statues in there.
Correct.
And they say, oh, Master Trennis, and Yoda pulls out with Master Trennis, sad that was.
Right.
You know, and that was the High Republic era. And here we are, or it was at least that Master, and now we are in High Republic with the authors that wrote that.
Right.
With the Trennis and Yoda coming in. So there's going to be something cool.
It has to be.
It's going to have to be the Acolyte.
No.
That's what's going to be.
Dude, and like I said, the more we break it down and stuff in the Jedi code and the way of thinking, there's a reason why it all fell apart. You know, there's a reason why. I know it's because of Sith and everything, but it wasn't just the Sith. It was from within too, because there's a lot of Jedi who, Ahsoka was one of them. I mean, one of them that was like, no, this isn't all the stuff that I knew my whole life. It's not working for me.
Everything Barriss Offee said to Ahsoka was 100% true in the Clone Wars. It's just she took it to the extreme.
Well, this is what every Sith Lord where Jedi becomes a Sith or whatever. This is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
The Jedi are wrong.
They introduced something here in this book called a Wayseeker. I think it was a Wayseeker. Was it a Wayseeker, Scott? Did you get there yet?
Yes, I am there.
Okay. If it was a Wayseeker, it's a Jedi that kind of leaves the Order to follow a different path and see what's going on. Basically, it's and I think that's
Quinlan Vos. I mean,
he didn't leave the Ahsoka.
Okay, leaving the Order, but like Quinlan did his own thing was what I was
right, or even Dooku or Rael, if he would have left, I would have seen that. Qui-Gon, those kind of people would be Wayseekers and leave the Order to see their own way.
Gotcha.
They didn't.
Gotcha.
Or it doesn't have to be permanent either. It can be like a temporary, like a hiatus.
Yeah.
You know, and they become a Wayseeker and they're out searching and studying the Force differently. So I think that's something else too.
I love that.
And we didn't hear in canon that it probably got stopped. And I'm telling you, Yoda, what does Sidious tell Anakin about the narrow dogmatic view of the Jedi? You know, it's gonna be Yoda's narrow dogmatic view. It's gonna, and that's why he has to go in isolation, because he's the one that really screwed it all up.
Yeah,
trying to save it, he's gonna end up hosing it up.
Yeah,
and we're gonna have a whole different view that the original trilogy is all because of Yoda's hose up.
Yeah, like I said, the fall of we're basically gonna have to see the fall of the Jedi and the fall of the Jedi's way of thinking, and this is what, again, brings us all the way back to the sequels and what Luke discovered. Luke discovered the same kind of thing, with Yoda's help at the end, but Luke said he was doing more harm than good. And because he was following this Jedi sacred text, it's all there, right? He even said it to Rey. This is what they had the
hubris, everything else, and it was all them being cocky, and that still plays through. Well, now. And that even plays through in the Mandalorian with Luke. I'm telling you, his whole intro, that was cocky, I'm a legend Luke.
Correct.
Right there. Everybody loves that.
Absolutely.
Luke is overdoing it right there, or playing up to everybody's thought of what he should be.
Well, there is a time where he was out there doing badass stuff. I mean, there was a segment of time, but there's also, like, Luke is such a complicated character in his own mind. Like, he gets lost in his own mind, and that's why it was so easy for me to accept Luke's role in the sequels. That he did run away, that he became lost again, because even in like old legends and stuff, it was cool, but it was he had so much conflict in him anyway. Like, it was like, but now we're gonna actually see this in the 33 years. We might see Luke's conflict come to fruition a lot more than the sequels gave us. You know what I'm saying? The sequels just brought us to that point
through books and stuff. We'll
that's what I'm saying. The sequels,
TV
brought us to a point, but we need that. The term I always like to say, we need that marination to kind of get us the ideal of, like, Luke was discovering maybe what the Jedi have failed, and he wasn't learning from those failures, and brought it to a point. That's why he didn't want to do the Jedi Order anymore. It should have been gone, and until Yoda came to him and told him, like, you're not learning from your failures. You're just wallowing in them. You know what I mean?
And he should have said right there, all this stuff we're going through. Let me tell you, about 235 years ago, I hosed up, and this is all because of me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know that little baby you got 30 years ago?
Yeah.
That's my grandkid.
But then going back to
that's all the information.
Going back to your topic of there being a-holes.
Top 5 starfighters?
The a-hole thing. I don't agree with that term. I think it's just again
just Mace. Mace is the only one.
Yeah, but see, he was like order. Like he was like, no, I go by the rules. And I do not bend rules, and I expect everybody to do that. Not knowing again, I think
he's allowed to bend and break the rules.
Yeah,
but it's everybody else.
Do you think he's that aggressive and that kind of a jerk because he's stuck under Yoda's thumb?
No,
That's
because he kind of has a different view of the Force too. Because he does.
Yeah.
Right, and a different way of using it, and probably little different powers than everybody. Just like like Shatterpoint. We brought up Shatterpoint a few times.
Right, we did.
He's got different types of powers and views.
Correct.
Why would if he's stuck under Yoda's thumb, and I'm sure Yoda gives some kind of
but
freedom,
he never like every time Yoda spoke, Mace always gave him that nod, like yeah, see that hey, it's always that. But yeah, Mace had that moment of dark side, by trying to kill the Emperor or Palpatine at the time, and knowing that it was wrong because Anakin told him he was going to do it anyway, and he's like, this guy cannot live. He was dealing in absolute right there. He was. Mace wouldn't do it. So he was breaking the rules. So I'll take that back. But being that staunch in the Clone Wars, we saw Mace Windu really like my way or the highway. This is the Jedi Order. Even look how he treated Ahsoka at the end. There, he's like tough. This is
that's what I mean. There's where so I think Mace is the a-hole. I think that's it. I don't think anybody else really is. You got a couple bad folks, a couple people that don't agree, but I never thought they were a-hole.
Right.
That conversation was going to go not the way he expected.
Don't get me started on Yariel Poof. That guy. God, man. Always sticking his neck in everything.
Oh my God.
Ba-dum-bum.
And poof. Sorry. There go our listeners.
real Star Wars jokes.
That's right. Star Wars dad jokes.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, I think it's more or less the Jedi Code is flawed. And like I said, okay, I say flawed, but again, I was trying to make the point where no, the Jedi Code had its way, and I think that people had conflict within it later down the line, like the whole
way they interpret the code. Is the way. Not to get too worldly, but there are things on Earth that people interpret differently too.
Sure.
In different ways, right? I can go to a Force temple on this corner and a Force temple on this corner reading the same Jedi. Okay, I can go to a church here and a church there reading the same Bible, and people are going to tell me something different.
Sure.
Right? It's all interpretation. Right now, though, this is the Church of Yoda. Right.
But what's the major...
Right now, who's even the main master right now? Do we even know?
Yes, oh God!
But that's what I mean.
For High Republic?
Yeah, for High Republic.
What I mean is nobody's calling for permission on everything. Nobody's having to answer to the council constantly.
Right.
In the prequels, what are they doing? I have to check with the council.
Right.
Not unless the council wills it.
And even though it still was a council of what we saw, they still all look to Yoda.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You know what I mean?
And they mention it. Well, if Obi-Wan says to Qui-Gon, well, if Master Yoda says it's okay, they're going to go that way. And Qui-Gon says, well, that's not invariably true, but pretty much. And meaning, yeah, you're right. At 900 years, he's probably been outvoted 5 times.
It would have been great if Mace didn't die and it was Mace and Yoda who got away. And can you imagine a scene of like sitting on a rock and Mace was like, man, we really effed that up. Like everything was just wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
we really shouldn't have screwed with Anakin so much. Right. Maybe if we'd have made him a master, this wouldn't have happened.
He did admit it. Mace
there are 3 Grandmasters during the time of the High Republic.
Yoda's one of them.
Yoda, Viter, and LaRue.
See?
Were they announced in Light of the Jedi?
They're not deferring to them constantly, though.
No.
Right.
In the prequels, they are constantly deferring to the council.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be a Yoda micromanagement issue.
And that might be something where, again, like you said, we might see some kind of progression where by the time we get to the prequels, it's a different state. The Jedi are in a different state where maybe they're fewer in numbers and more concentrated to where it's like, no, everything has to go through the council instead of like willy-nilly, right? Maybe that's the problem where
because they're too loose right now.
Correct.
He's gonna rein it in, and that's what we're gonna see the change. It's gonna be a change. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference is, and he's the well, him and Poof, right? I mean, but he's obviously him,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna culminate. So I'm gonna culminate with like the destruction of Starlight Beacon. It's because there's no hints of that anywhere, so that sucker's gonna blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
You just want it to blow up because your Razor Crest blew up. Because the Starlight Beacon gets honorable mention at number 7 of my star sheet.
I just backed the Starlight Beacon on HasLab, so I'm like,
back the beacon,
20
back the
feet,
beacon.
20 feet,
Razor crest, sail bars. It just all has to blow up.
I was gonna say, like, going back to like the flawed Jedi, and again, it doesn't make them assholes. I think it's the code or something. It's the possession thing, or having personal relationship. That is the one thing that everything in Star Wars history has in common of Jedi turning bad or Jedi going against the order. It's always possession or relationship. In Dooku
it's
book,
gonna be because you're holding off sex from people. I mean, like they're not.
No, you're not.
Do it.
Just the emotions behind it.
Yeah, right.
Well, not everybody. Again, we're talking about who's interpreting it, right? Qui-Gon doesn't see it that way. Rael does see it that way, right? Claudia Gray is the author that sees it that way. Not anybody, and nobody else does, but she does. She's all over it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring it up.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, well, I don't have it on my list of questions, but I got to ask them all. You know what? You talk about Jedi sex a lot.
And then she just logs off.
Well,
I'll wait. I'll make it the last question.
She didn't say we couldn't talk about it. So.
I just wanted to ask. I mean, is celibacy that big of an issue with the Jedi? I need to talk about it.
It'd be great if it goes even an hour more.
Right.
Right. She's like, okay, finally.
We're talking about celibacy in the order.
He gets into it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, what would you think? Okay, so if
what could go wrong talking to a female author on a podcast filled with dudes about sex?
No. What I'm saying is, I'm saying
2021
in Dooku book. In Dooku's book, what they did is they what they. Oh, never mind. I'm answering my own question. I'm sorry. I was gonna say like.
What was your question? I want to answer it too.
Well, I was gonna say like, what's the big deal if the Jedi But what would the Jedi do if they found out that they had kids and stuff? But we found that in the Dooku book. So it's like Dooku book already, they expelled them. They expelled people that are going against it.
Well, she still stayed. No, they didn't expel that. They didn't expel the Jedi. She made her way back into the order as a master again. She's back on the counts. That master was back.
Okay.
Matter of fact, because later on, Dooku wanted her to help with something. And she says, look, I can't. My status on the council right now is still shaky.
It. Yes,
right?
yes. I remember that.
They would take care of her. But remember, she hid the kid for 20-something years because she was afraid of what they would do. And that was Dooku's issue, was like, she would rather do this and hide and do all this stuff instead of tell you.
Exactly.
She should trust because of all your rules.
So,
and really, I'm thinking Dooku turns against his own master because they're his rules.
And not only that, Obi-Wan was about ready to leave everything too for his lady.
Right.
It's all about it.
Remember, Chris, a long time ago I said offspring always with Jedi, when it comes to Jedi, offspring always are a threat. Like if a light side Jedi had offspring, the threat would be, and vice versa. So maybe that is like something where they say Jedis can't procreate because they're going to kill us all.
That's fair. But you know what? It's funny because they always ask, like, Qui-Gon asks who was the father? What's it matter? It probably wasn't a Force sensitive or a Jedi, or are you trying to bust somebody up and narc on them? Because it really doesn't matter.
That's true too. Why ask that? Right.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to have kids unless he's trying to figure out, hey,
Yeah. Unless
maybe he was mad and he was trying to bust Yoda.
He's like,
if he knows
Rael here?
Well, if he knows that count is that high, and he says this is a higher count than Yoda, and now he's mad because Yoda didn't let him.
Well,
and the kid's short at the time. He doesn't know how really it is.
See, that's true. Again, that's one of those unanswered things in the prequels. Like why would you ask that because Muggles they exist in the Star Wars world where you didn't have to have Force parents to be Force sensitive. You know what I mean? They exist. So it's like
most of them do.
That's a moot question.
That's what I'm saying. Most of them do, and all of a sudden you find out, this person was the son and daughter of this and this and this.
Right.
Oh, well, how? Why?
Well, all we know is that offsprings to Jedi are a threat to the counter.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, like Han and Leia's child destroyed everything, and Vader's child destroyed Vader or the Emperor. You know what I mean? So it's the opposite. So
Rey is a Palpatine.
And Rey's a Palpatine. So but it skipped a generation. So she's back to good.
She's Skywalker now.
Yeah, it skipped a generation. It would have been,
everybody else. The whole thing's been about family. At the very end, they said you can choose your family.
Yeah.
How do we know though that it skipped a generation though?
I don't know.
We just haven't heard their story.
But again,
the dad is not Force sensitive,
right? And he was a clone too, right?
He was a clone of Palpatine, and he was a what do you call it? A screw up.
Yeah.
A misprint.
He was a bad batch in that era.
A bad batch. He was a bad
batch himself. Okay.
Yeah. No Force sensitivity. That's why he worked. See, every clone that came out that was Force sensitive was jacked up.
Yeah.
He came out perfect because he had no Force sensitivity.
Right.
And then I don't know. So was he left out there to procreate? I forget. Was he? They say go out there and bang on and make new Palpatines?
We don't know yet.
I don't remember if that. I think it was kind of touched on in the novelization.
That's what I was going to say. You're getting all this info from the novelization.
I might have theory crafted it on the show, and now I'm just making it up like it's canon. I'm not too sure.
I have no memory of that at all.
Oh man,
Scott's,
you know what?
Scott's trying to look through notes. What's going on?
I do have some extracurricular activities that could add to my imagination. So I am thinking, no, I know for a fact, darn it, I am sure it's in the novelization. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to read the novel.
It was in a comic book, I thought.
Was it? You've heard this, right?
Yeah. We talked about this. We talked about
I didn't just make
Palpatine having a kid and
Okay, but this is where we get scary because we love Chris's word. So I'm with him right now because he's like, if he's spoken, we're like, oh yeah, that did happen.
Well,
I'm damn sure it happened. If it didn't, I am going to apologize for an hour.
Yeah. Well, we know that from Rise of Skywalker, we do have a little bit of tracking of Rey's parents because, but the whole
I'm sure
clone
it was in
thing
the
was
novelization
different.
when he explained who he was to Kylo.
Yeah. They escaped Palpatine's grip. They escaped him, and they had Rey. And later on, that was explained in Rise of Skywalker, actually, because that one dude killed him, with the dagger.
That's exactly right.
Ochi of Bastoon.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And for him being a clone, not just a offspring of Palpatine, was something in a novel or a comic. That was
or the visual dictionary.
That could have been too. We have to on our Jedi Archives. We're gonna have to research. Here we go. Yeah. So
we should carry on.
Exactly.
How did that actually come up in the visual dictionary?
It would be
they
like
showed a picture of his son and
correct.
under it said "bang on." Is that where it was?
It would. The visual dictionary works like it has little blurbs, and we take those blurbs as canon. It's like.
Hey, by the way,
well, because if it's in there, it is.
Yeah.
DK, screw you.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that this is a different size than all the other visual dictionaries. Every single one
screws
is
up
this much larger.
Yeah.
And then you put this one up on the shelf, and it's an inch.
Don't you know that we're all OCD and we have to have uniformity?
You also want to buy it all. Continue talking. Don't wait for me to flip through.
Well, I'm just saying, like you.
Why is it different?
It's smaller.
It's smaller. It's done.
Why? I mean, where'd you get it?
No, it's how they printed it.
Oh, then
that's
all the
official.
other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they saw.
Oh, yeah.
Like you collect them for 20 years or whatever.
Exactly.
You had a couple right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even the Lego one is the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you grab this sucker out. And
We're
gonna
need to save some. We need to make them shorter. Why? Because it's cheaper.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty weird to do that.
Yeah, like I said, it throws our OCD off, like way off.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, like if you don't know and you're trying to introduce this, you're hosting a party or something, and you see all the other ones are like that, and you're like, dude, that's a bootleg one.
Yeah. Did you make this one yourself?
Anything that's in there, right? Yeah.
It's a KO. It's a KO.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice.
I don't remember it in the book. So, but then again,
I remember it came up as we were podcasting that Rey's parents, the dad, was a clone of Emperor Palpatine.
That I know.
But where did we find out that info that he was a clone? That's where.
In the book, we found out in the book that he was a clone.
In which book?
It wasn't
Rise of Skywalker book.
In Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, Chris, that might be where it's at.
Novel.
That's what I was saying. The novelization. That's what that means, guys.
Yeah, but you're looking at the
I
visual.
thought you were talking about sending him off to bang on.
Oh no, I don't know that part. I just know that he wasn't force sensitive.
Right, not force sensitive.
That's why he existed properly. And then he went out there and had a kid. I was joking about go bang on and make little palps. That part. But I know we read about him
that was ultra sensitive in the Force.
Yeah, I just don't know why.
Like that.
It's in the novel.
Yeah,
it's in the novel. I don't think it's in that.
What the hell are you arguing with me?
You know what is pretty crazy though, as we're speaking about this and talking it out loud. So you have all this, and then you leave them with, what is it, Omar Plunk or whatever?
Oh,
Unkar Plunk.
Unkar Plunk. Like that was your decision as a screaming child, right?
Right.
Now that we're just saying all this out loud, like,
I think maybe.
Okay, I know I'm a Palpatine.
Yeah.
I need to hide her.
Yeah.
They went to Jakku to hide.
But I think they had intentions of coming back. Yeah.
They gave the kid to Unkar Plutt to keep her away from Ochi. Ochi still took them and murdered them on the way to Palpatine.
I didn't know I needed a story about Rey's dad. Until this moment. I need a one-off comic.
Yeah.
I his whole life. I just need to see it.
That'd be cool.
because like when he was cloned, was he like a Camino clone? Did he grow up fast? Or did he grow up in regular time?
Right.
I need to know a little bit about this.
Did you not like him because he looked like a Weasley? What's going on?
He didn't like him because he wasn't Force sensitive. Because he was a what is it? A misfit? Not even a misfit. I'm really losing the word here.
Reject.
Muggle.
That was it. It was a reject.
Reject.
Yeah,
he was a reject. They threw him out. Yeah.
Gordon says you got your book definitely from Five Below. I'll go with that. That is so true. That is so true.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is definitely the Five Below book right there.
Well,
whatever. This one was actually a Barnes and Noble. It wasn't even eBay. I mean, come on.
I know.
Like, maybe it was a library copy. Because don't get me wrong, I have a couple library copies of books in the old Legends, and that sucks because they're smaller too. And that's that kills me.
I know. It's again, it kills the whole.
Do you have Star Wars books in your library? Whenever the library,
yes.
what was that called? The truck where you went into the room, the book fair.
Oh,
Riff.
The book fair.
Reading
Scholastic book fair.
Yeah, when
the
that showed up.
Yeah.
I have a couple of those. I actually have a couple of the old storybooks that I got from those.
That's crazy.
You still have the old order forms because the order forms are dope.
The order forms are badass.
Those were cool.
Those are really cool. You check mark the thing. I would check them all. My mom, I would never get them because that's too much.
I was gonna say. Oh wow, you guys actually use those? Because you find them like years later.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is why I never.
I would check like hundreds of dollars worth of books, and my parents were like, "You kidding
Dial
me?"
it back there, kid. Dial it back.
What? Yeah. I forgot when I got to the end of it, and there was no Palpatine. I got to the end and remembered we talked about this in the show. That Palpatine wasn't in this book.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why wouldn't they put Palpatine in this book? Has been a discussion on the show, and I'm an idiot for bringing it back. So, take two. Why isn't Palpatine in this book, and why is it?
There you go. There's some things they need to fix, man.
And you know what sucks? It's Pablo that wrote it.
Yeah.
He had to decide on all this, so I'm kind of mad at him.
That's because Palpatine was a quote-unquote afterthought.
Whatever.
I know. So,
whatever.
Can we get more pop-up Jedi books? I'm with Mando Mike.
They got a lot at Barnes & Noble, actually.
Pop-up?
Yeah, the pop-up books.
Really?
They got a whole
and everything.
Oh, I don't know. They're all sealed, but they have these thick-ass books in there about Star Wars, and they're.
Did you have the one with the oh my god, the xenomorph, right? When he would come up out and you would move it around, and he'd come out of the asteroid.
Yeah.
The worm.
Oh yes.
Oh, it had a little end bits because he would have
Exegorth.
that. Yeah, Exegorth. That's it.
Xenomorph. That's awesome.
What was that? What's a xenomorph?
That's
alien.
aliens.
That's alien. Xenomorph is alien. And I said, oh wow, are we going there? Just the mouth part? Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah. I'll take it. Right.
Hey, you went with it. Whatever.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the Exegorth would come out. Yeah.
And then you had the
I had
slug on Dagobah.
Yeah.
Or no, R2 was shooting out of it. That's what it was when you pulled it. R2
and I had the original Star Wars one where you could make R2 just kind of go across the desert.
Yeah. I love those things, man. Those are great.
Oh, because the crate dragon would pop up.
Yeah.
It would work once, and then after that, R2 stuck.
And then it would start ripping and start ripping and start ripping.
You rip it in your hand, and then you don't want to tell your mom because she's not going to buy you another one.
Right.
So now you're trying to tape it, and R2 is just stuck. Yeah. And every time you open it now, R2's like this, all just twisted to
hanging.
The side.
We just don't look at that page.
I feel like I want to find an old one now, and I'm guaranteeing all that's happening.
I'm going to end up looking on eBay.
Yep.
Right.
Jedi Archives. It's got to go in the archives.
Yeah, everybody's eBay prices are going up. So
exactly.
Right now,
we're like the Reddit. We're like the eBay bets, Star Wars eBay bets.
We let it out of the bag there.
We're low price on all the Heir to the Empires. Everybody buy them up. Make the prices go up.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Did
you guys buy any GameStop?
No.
You guys all suck.
No.
Didn't know about it.
No, I didn't either. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I bought a couple of AMC and that went to tank too. So
I missed that on that. I mean, I was looking. I do have like a ETF, which is a group thing, and I think GameStop is in there, but because I saw it spike and then came down, so I'm like,
it was madness. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was like binge watching a show for a week. It was rad. That Reddit group was rad.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait until we do it and try and make Blockbuster come back. Let's do that.
I'm in it.
Let's do Blockbuster Friday nights and everything.
Or Blockbuster.
Sounds good to me. Let's wind down, guys.
Right.
It's been an adventurous night. I mean, we had a lot of drama earlier on.
Yeah, you broke.
You had drama
twice.
I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm hoping third time is not the charm in this aspect next week when we do this again. I don't know what's gonna happen. A meteor is gonna land on me next time, or what?
Don't even.
If you need to come over, you know where I live. Just come over and do it from here.
We're gonna have to.
I have internet. It's not scary.
It's just,
Well,
it's not the internet. It was the power. My power went out. Like the whole.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I would think where you're at. I would think somebody cut it to come take you.
So would I. That would be my first thought too.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
For reals. And again, here's me and Chris. Scott, go check.
Yeah.
Go see if he's okay.
You're closer.
I don't want to get that close to Lucerne Valley.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm as close as I want to get.
Yeah,
right
exactly. You're too close by. But yeah, so I'll chop this up and edit this out so it doesn't look as bad on the replays and everything. So
It didn't look bad. It dropped back to our about to start soon again. It cut out all that middle part.
It didn't go black or anything.
Like, nope.
Okay.
No, it was stayed on frozen. We were
all right.
But that was it.
I'm sorry. Again, everybody, I apologize that I never want that stuff to happen. We run a clean show here. So, but anyway, we're doing it live, so you just have to roll with it.
Feel better, Joey.
I think we're done, guys.
Oh yeah, feel better, Joey.
Joey, yeah, we'll miss you. We'll see you next week. I am actually going down to Downtown Disney on Saturday with Scott over here, and I'm gonna buy myself Vader's saber. That's gonna be my first Legacy saber, so I'm
nice.
Hell yeah! So I'm excited for that, and then I may take some pictures of more outside of the rainforest to see what happens. Maybe there's some new stuff.
Maybe.
But with that, guys, thank you everybody in the chat for the patience and getting their comments in. We look forward to doing this again next week. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, to our Facebook, to our Instagram, Twitter, everything, just to keep the conversation going. We love what we do. And again, we're weekly now. It's going to be 8 o'clock again next week until we can figure out a time, or maybe we'll just stay 8 o'clock. I don't know yet. We have to figure this out. But with that, you guys have any closing
machine?
You guys have any closing arguments here before we say goodbye?
No, Attack of the Clones is an easy top 5 now, and I want you to acknowledge it.
Well, we acknowledge that. We acknowledge that it's in your top 5. So there you go.
Yes, there we go.
See, I'm winning all over tonight. I'm good. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, no one can change your mind, and that's good. No one should.
Well, it can happen.
So with that, let's get out of here, guys. Scott Solo. Let's see where everybody can find you.
You can find me in the what?
Yeah.
I don't know. He got lost. He was going to let us all go, and then he's all, screw it. Where can we find him?
I forgot the outro. I was like, you know.
You can find me at the Sarlacc Digest Central. You can find my.
I just want to go home. Sorry. Sorry.
I would too, man.
Yeah, we're just really live.
Seriously.
Sorry, Scott.
Just look for the Art of Scott Solo on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that good jazz, and you can find me there.
Very cool. Very cool. Chris, where can we find you?
I'm on all the socials and the WandaVision fan page.
You're that one guy.
I love WandaVision.
I love it.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
I love it.
My mind is unblown.
I loved it from the beginning.
I love it.
No,
yeah.
I like the nostalgia. I was cool with it.
Yeah.
But it took 3 episodes to get me past 6 minutes of plot.
Well,
I'm good that we're getting into plot now. I am.
Yeah, hey,
I'm happy for it.
Just like all Marvel, it's cool. You
Dude,
know?
was it not cool to was it not cool to see the snap from a scary point of view?
Yeah, man.
That was cool.
That was just wow.
I love that they still call it the blip.
Yeah,
right. The blip. Sorry. Yeah, the blip.
Yeah, the hospital. I mean, that episode was cool. Again, not mind blowing, but cool.
Yeah,
I'm good. I think I'm going to get my mind blown here soon. Okay,
it's coming.
But this is what I wanted. This is why I said it, because Olsen said she promised a cameo appearance to rival the Luke Skywalker.
And it's like, right. Olsen, you don't Star Wars, do you? Like, you can't say that
at all. And that's exactly right. So my next thing, I tried to get Ryan Reynolds to jump in on it,
right?
Because can anybody remember when Green Lantern was supposed to be the new Star Wars for this generation?
Right. Yeah.
You don't say things like that, and you don't compare yourself to anything Star Wars. Thanos is not Vader.
Correct.
No, and whatever's coming up is not Luke.
Right.
Unless Luke is showing up somehow.
It's probably going to be Doctor Strange, and all she is like, well, they both wear capes.
Yeah.
The closest I can think of is a Tony Stark. That's
Captain America.
Here's the thing.
Tony Stark is Marvel's Luke Skywalker.
It doesn't work. He is.
You know,
he is. That's a great point.
But not like that. It's two different total things. Why? Because he's going to show up and turn around and show her America's ass. Like,
I
is
don't
that
know,
the
dude.
best thing?
Again, it's dangerous to put those that in there because again, nothing. There's not one Marvel MCU character that's Luke Skywalker.
No.
That's
Can you
what-
think of
everything I saw? No, I can't.
Yeah.
Like maybe not a Stan Lee cameo. Would that be cool? I mean, I'd be like, oh shit, they CGI'd cool. Stan Lee in here,
right?
As one of his side cameos that he would do in the other movies, and somehow he had another one.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly they filmed a lot. Supposedly.
Yeah. Then that would rival it. That would rival it on cool factor. It wouldn't rival it on me crying every time.
Okay, he'd have to be a character then.
Yeah, exactly.
How they said that he was one of the what are they called?
Oh, the Watchers, or
yes, the Watcher.
Oh, right.
Like if they confirm that, okay, that's cool. Like, wow, okay, he's in like the whole reasoning behind him.
Yeah,
I don't know. A cameo to me is like, oh, that was nice. They threw Stan Lee in.
Yeah, I think what she meant was, the fan reaction. I don't think she meant plot wise. Luke Skywalker was direct plot. It was a plot mechanic. Him
you
being
still can't
in
say
there,
that.
and so.
At all, because my reaction, I watched it today. So my TV blew out upstairs, right? I had to put a new one in. First thing I did was I went to that episode and I put on the last 12 minutes, and sure as hell, I cried right away. It's just like that's not gonna nothing will compare to that,
right?
Yeah.
So sorry, I didn't mean to go off there on the WandaVision comparison, but
I don't know.
Do that.
Okay, I'll tell you what will blow my mind.
Yeah,
like literally and make me cry, like a Luke scene, an R2, a Mandalorian. WandaVision goes into a Full House episode, and Michelle Tanner shows up. That will do it.
I will never watch again.
If no, he's absolutely right. If she's kidding about some kind of old thing and they bring back that and they do that, that could be what she means.
That's
and
funny.
It wouldn't be like, oh, it's just so out of the expected.
Correct.
I would accept that, and I would say, okay, you win. I would accept that. That'd be cool.
But she's not one of the Olsen twins. She wasn't in the Full House.
She's the other.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So her sisters have to show up.
Their sisters they won't.
Because Michelle Tanner never showed up in the Netflix series.
I see.
And they constantly made jokes about it. And they would even look at the camera. They would do like,
Ernie,
Michelle's away.
You actually watched that.
I couldn't remember one freaking character from Full House. I applaud you. That's one show that's not on my radar anymore, ever.
Bob Saget's kind of funny.
I hate Bob Saget.
Cobra Kai, Fuller House.
Well, that's that, but not Fuller House or Full House.
Awesome.
Different.
Come on now.
Anyway,
apples
yes.
and oranges.
Thank you. That's okay. Yes. Well, I'm sure we'll do that again next week as more Marvel stuff comes out. Again, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Ernie,
It's cool.
Ernie, where can we find you?
Guys, you can find us here now, 8 p.m. every Wednesday. And then as we try and make it an hour, but then we go into our tangents like this.
Right.
And hopefully, yes, Marco doesn't have something happen to him next week. Although the really mean part is we're really hoping something does.
It will happen.
Just to keep it there.
I'll try to make it entertaining. So I'll look at the camera as I'm being stabbed. Okay, that's cool.
We always have like a 5-minute span with no Marco.
Right.
It's just like we just jump into random stuff. We go and then we're like, where were we going?
Yeah.
I've never.
It's funny because when you stand there, you really don't do shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, but we just roll with it. When you're gone, though, it's like, oh,
now what?
What do we do off?
I'm just kidding, dude.
Oh.
But then you can find me with toy news and collecting news with the Toy Migos during our Quickie Minis, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. And then our 2-hour podcast on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. for all your toy news and collecting news.
Do you have enough toy news to talk for 2 hours?
Dude, they do. That's the scary part, man. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
I have to. Every time I watch their show, I end up spending $100.
And that's right. That's the whole bad part about it is, and my wallet and bank account will definitely agree with that, unfortunately.
Seriously, man. I dread, like, I was happy that the Hasbro Pulse live stream the other day didn't have much because I was like, just give us a break. Dude, I have so many pre-orders and I just spread it out more. But again, anyway, that's another whole thing.
We didn't even touch that.
Right.
Yeah,
we could do that next week.
We will.
Chris wants a top 5 toys. So we can go get into the
You're
Fan
muted,
First Friday.
I want top 5 toys. Is that better?
Yeah, and then we can do the Fan First Friday next week too, right, Scott?
Yeah.
And save everything, the Best Buy stuff.
Sure.
Sounds
what's
good to me.
coming out.
Everything I
like
ordered.
that.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right.
Right. Because there's definitely news out there to say. The whole Amazon debacle that happened last night and today. I don't know if you guys ordered your deluxe Boba Fett on there, but they were sending out emails last night saying that it was showing up on Tuesday.
I can't remember where I
Yeah.
ordered it from. I have to look.
And everybody was like, oh my God, like it's coming out. It was supposed to say June. And
Right.
as we were doing the show today, the chat Migos hit us up and we're like, oh, dude, check your emails. And now it's back to June again. So what exactly happened there and who?
I don't know. But I have mine on Pulse, I believe. I have to double check. Yeah, because I didn't get an email. So,
It was a kerfuffle.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Kelly, thank you. And to all the chat Migos who have switched over from over there
and
joined us for Star Wars talk. I greatly appreciate you all here.
We all do.
Kelly, Darth Omega, Oreo Omega, Santo 1414, Papa Schmitty was here. Everybody, it's the whole toy family comes over.
Awesome.
And is able to talk over here too. So I really appreciate you guys. Just do me a favor and share it. Let them know now we're on Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
Yep.
And I definitely know you guys can agree with me. It's a different type of atmosphere here with Star Wars talk and the way that we handle things.
Right.
And each of us approach it differently. So when somebody asks about that, let them know how the Sarlacc Digest is different. We'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Awesome. And with that, we are done. So, Scott.
Keep Attack of the Clones is the worst. Keep it nerdy.
Damn it.